Is that a Royal Dalton glass deck?
Yes, it is.
Oh, mate.
It's, well, so
Look at that etching, or if that's what
right.
it's called.
Woolies
Freaking
special.
Boston.
is it Dalton
Boston
or
beer.
Dalton? Though
That's a good question.
Oof.
I'll have to get back to you on that. I'll always say Dalton.
So the jury's out. I hear it pronounced both ways. I just
That's on Dack's
Really
one's
glassware
not.
podcast.
Royal douched and is about all I know.
Douched.
Well, this is where we don't know where the lines are, Shaun. We've got to work this stuff out. We're talking glassware. We might get into
True.
fast food. Definitely
Oh.
talking Kong. I mean,
Now,
Is it
Denny's
true?
usually good if there's a list to sort of segue us, but who does that on your team? Is that Mike, is it?
whoever's probably the most coherent at any point, which could be usually not me. So
Usually Mike. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Not thinking about it.
yeah, usually it'd
Sometimes
be
me.
it'd be us doing a shitload of fucking dumb jokes, and then Mikey going, anyway, let's talk about that.
That's very, very true. That's very true.
So what's the run list? What's the run sheet?
So I think it's in the group.
I
chat,
just
so
chucked it in the messenger chat.
Dack's
Jesus
Dack's
Christ.
kill screen.
I'll
my
chuck it in the
PB.
Zoom chat for you, Geoff, in case that helps you, mate.
It
Yeah.
will. There we are. Beautiful.
So,
Wow,
yeah.
that worked.
Yeah.
See,
And it's not even Discord, mate.
Zoom is good. It is good for stuff. It's like it's almost application specific to do this kind of thing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
that is kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
And
give this a go, Jeffrey.
so how
Let's
how do we count this in anyway? Because this is our first sort of.
How do you usually do your pressing the points intros? Well, you get Matt to do it every time.
We're not called pressing the points, mate. For fuck's sake.
You could press play on the points podcast.
pressing the? Yeah, I don't know.
Which one's
That's
our podcast, Jeff? Ours is the Play It Up podcast, and then this is the points.
That's
one,
right.
wherever
This
it
is the pressing. And
Pretty sure it's
ours
around
is
the other
play
way.
it up.
Did you just call
is-
it?
is that what it is?
Depressing?
Depressing the
Let's
point.
call this one Depressing It Up podcast.
Pressing the Play It Up Loud podcast.
While
Anyway,
gaming the system.
I think Dennis is the one that does the intros.
Am
Do
I?
you want to kick us off?
I've done one.
I've been replaced.
First.
Someone
Oh,
put their
That's
hand up.
it's
Nah, we all do them. We all do them.
Shaun.
Mike hates it the most, I think, but he's done it. He's done a couple.
yeah. He's good at it though. You don't know why
He
he'd
is.
hate it. He's our professional. Well, I'm probably not the man for the job, to be honest. I'm good at setting a Zoom meeting, but that's all I got. So I just
Give me
fall
do the
for-
guest intro for you, mate.
Yeah,
There
do
you
it, Dack.
Oh, that'd be
that'd be
great.
cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So it's like, the Play It Up podcast. You got myself on board, and then we've got like Geoff, and then does everyone do a roundabout, or how do you? That's what we usually do.
Yeah, just say good day, and I actually don't know how to introduce this because we are like doing a joint podcast tonight. So
You can
I guess
say
we
you
just
got
say
2/3 of the Pressing the Points podcast and 3/4 of the Play It Up podcast.
All right. Well, we'll just wing it. We'll
just
take
roll it. Yeah.
All right. Welcome, everyone. We've actually got a very special episode of the Played Up podcast. So myself is switch sides as well as Geoff here for a special Kong edition. So we're joining the boys here today. So I'll let you guys sort of take the reins and we'll get the ball rolling.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Very
Nice.
good. That was great.
I'm
didn't see-
Shaun.
That's Shaun, by the way.
I'm Shaun. To my left on my screen is Dennis, in case you didn't know Dennis.
Am I? I'm above you in my video stream.
Yeah,
That's
sounds about
okay.
right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So-
I am a bottom.
Hi. And then to my camera left is Mr. Neil Cans. Neil, sir, how are you?
Here we are. Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah, fucking Brady Bunch shit going on here.
Yeah.
So in the middle
I
of
love it.
mine is young Jeffrey Sutter.
Jeff.
Hey,
Welcome even in.
He loved it.
AKA
Loved it so much that he's come back for a second
AKA
80s arcade kid.
North Melbourne's newest prospect.
Thank you
Boom.
very much.
Oh, okay.
Newest by about
Sorry, I got it wrong.
35 years.
Best
Um,
shape of his life.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
thanks for inviting us into this special podcast edition.
Oh, mate.
I actually saw it at the last minute, so I wasn't actually sure what
was going on.
What was going on. But I'm here, and I've
Another
got bells
delay.
on, and I've got my let's go.
Hey.
He's got a full bottle of
Ooh,
Jacks
and-
there, bro.
And
Jeez,
it's
you could kill someone with that bottle, mate.
and it's also our inaugural run through with Mr. Danny Fazackerley, because Danny actually hasn't been with us on the Play It Up podcast before. So Danny, thank you. Long time listener, first time caller.
That's me, Mr. Souvlaki himself, as
Souvlaki.
you likes
I was
to
going
call
to
me.
say,
Do a bit of a
who's this
flashback on the
Fazackerley?
podcast. As a curly, Souvlaki, you name it.
So we've got over the space of the last few days, there's been a lot of things that have happened in the world of Donkey Kong here in our nice little scene here in Australia and New Zealand. And also in the next few weeks, we've also got a little event coming up by the name of Australian Kong Off that hopefully we can all have a chin wag about tonight. So pretty excited for all of it.
It's going to be pretty epic.
So there was a little thing that happened back on the 3rd. So that was 2 days ago now, right? Danny,
I'll just take over here because I like to think that I instigated
classic.
everything.
Please, Geoff, please go for it.
I'd like to
Hey,
think
Geoff,
that
would you like to take over, mate?
I'm taking the reins here. So
Got
you see what happened
in
is
dad
Bloody
mode.
AFL players, mate. They're cocky.
what happened is I decided that I'd do a little AKO Twitch stream where I'd run a kill screen and then go for 1,000,000 points. And somehow this kicked everybody along, and everybody started playing Donkey Kong.
It did. It was all because of Geoff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Taking credit. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So what happened, Danny?
I wasn't even going to think about playing all weekend. Then I saw Geoff play, and I was just like, "Holy shit, this guy, could have been playing for North Melbourne at one point, bruv. And look what he's doing with himself."
80s arcade inspiration.
Yeah, it's right. So I thought, well, wow, that's really inspiring. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to knuckle down, and I'm just going to play some Donkey Kong on Sunday.
Fucking right.
Had a bit of a crack on Saturday, but it just wasn't going. I was, ended up getting pretty lit on the Friday night. Surprise, surprise.
I'm going to interject. So my wife heard you say I was getting lit, and she immediately thought of the drug connotation in that phrase. As most people
it's true.
do. Now I want to understand, when you say I was getting lit, do you actually mean you were partaking in some, beverages, or were
just beverages?
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Beverages with a little bit of crack cocaine sprinkled on top.
Yeah. Expensive down
clarification. Continue. You'll get
freight's expensive, yeah.
Because I'd had a couple of sort of consistent-ish games, like in the week or two prior, and I was like, I'm starting to get more of the feel of it kind of thing. So I was like, I sort of knew, like, because the missus works on Sunday, I was like, well, when she goes to work, I'm just going to jump on because I've got nothing else to do. So I think I started streaming about, 10:30-ish. That's Hobart or Sydney time. Not much really happened. I had one sort of game that wasn't too bad, which was like 438,000. And then I was just like, I'm just going to, keep playing and see how we go. And then come round and started the game off. Shitty start as usual. So I actually lost a man on 4-3. So I was like, usually I just reset and be like, oh, fuck it. I'm not going to, this got no chance if you're, getting a PB. But I was like, for some reason I was like, oh, I'm just going to play it out because,
Nice.
practice X, Y, Z. And I think I've got it here because I've got that spreadsheet thing that Zelnia made up, which is kind of cool. I didn't know he did that when you got a...
Bloody lost the names, yeah.
Yeah. And then next death was... So first death was 4-3 at 79,400. The second death was then at the rivets or 7.6 on and at 2,228 900. So up there, I was like, I sort of justify, like, as long as I haven't lost all my men, see if I can get like halfway through. And I think I even asked Dennis, like, oh, do you know what boards like a quarter of the way through and something like that, just so I could get a gauge of, exactly which boards what, because I only know the halfway point.
Mm.
Then, what was it? Got to 13.5 and, lost my last man. I was at, 496 300. So I'm sort of thinking,
Wow.
Try, I'm happy if I get like 500,000 or something. It's all, still good practice or whatever. And then, sort of kept on rolling on. I'm obviously just thinking like, I'm going to get fucked by RNG here at any stage. This is not going the distance. It's not like it's. I just with my skill level, I'm like, it's not possible to survive that long with nerves and stuff going on. So I think it got around to about the end of board 17, and like up until then, I was pretty sort of getting in on the chat and stuff like that. Then when I started board 18, I was just like,
oh, it's getting real. Yeah,
it's actually getting real now. I'm close to my PB.
I can smell it.
I noticed you go very quiet when I was watching the replay at a certain point. That must have been it.
Yeah.
He was puckering.
Pretty much. And I was just like trying to hold it all together, because I think, by looks of this sheet I've got here, it was by the end of level 18, I was on 732,000 on the button, and my PB was like 732 100. So I'm like, okay, I just need to get, at least, and I'm thinking, if I get, at least my PB or 750, I'll be pretty happy with that. Like, there's no way this is, I'm going to get through the highs and like the rivets for another few boards with no men in the chamber. And
can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
When I got my kill screen, I wasn't really nervous after I beat my 700k. It was basically 700 on the dot, 700,800 or something. After I beat the PB, I was like pretty relaxed. I was like, all right, now from here on out, it's a bonus, because it was like ages between PBs.
Yeah.
And then it was pretty smooth sailing the rest of the way. But I don't know if that's the same for everyone. How was it for you?
I'd probably say, like looking back, it was very much the same. I think once I got past that PB, and then once I'd gone past like the 750,000 threshold, I was sort of thinking, well, 750 is like a good sounding number. So I'm, I'll be stoked with that, and hopefully, get the big game one day. I was really hoping to get a PB before Kong, so I was pretty happy with that. And then it didn't really start to feel too real, I think, until I'd finished like level 20, and then I was just thinking, holy shit, this could potentially happen. But I'm also there, like, not, I didn't want to look at the chat, because it's the last time I want to be when people giving you fucking advice and do this and do that, and I'm like, I don't want to look at any of that crap right now, so I'm just gonna focus. And
yeah,
and I was just trying to do that, as well as contain myself and not sort of rush the boards and stuff.
Your chat was pretty quiet, though. I think maybe you might have had the occasional Alan comment, which I think just, if you got Alan in the chat, then Alan will say what Alan thinks anyway. But apart from that, it was pretty quiet. Just me telling you to keep snicking, and that's
I saw that.
About it.
Yeah, I went back and I watched the the Twitch feed with like the comments.
Yep.
And it was
treat me like Brian Allen.
That's right.
Talk to me with a boost.
So I was like,
did you use the bridge technique in your?
I did use the bridge. Yes, I did use the.
The old bridge technique.
Is this a reference to like Donkey Kong Country or something?
No, it's a Tetris reference, and even in Tetris, it's not a thing.
Isn't it? The old bridge technique.
That's what makes it so good.
The old bridge technique.
It was from
Alan. Watch Dickhead play.
Yeah, look at them; they're all coming from miles
to watch Dickhead play. I'm not coordinated with these arcade games, frig's sake.
It was these were all comments from Alan's Tetris the Grandmaster stream, Geoff. So
I worked out it was all Alan, but I didn't know where it was from.
Yeah, it's a sight to behold. And then going So I think we're at about start of level 21, and that's when obviously you're thinking, okay, I've got 3 main thresholds I've got to get past here. So obviously the pies, the springs, which thankfully didn't give me too much grief, and the RNG thankfully on level 21.6 went my way as well. And I think you can probably see, I'm sure you guys have all seen the clip, when I can tell that like I've actually done it. Like I'm just
the old waterworks fucking Fazackerley comes out again.
It was all I love it, man.
Fucking classic.
I love it. I wish I cried when I got mine. I was just like super pumped, but I like the different arrays of emotions that people have when they get. It's like some have like that was probably a mix of fucking relief and you're proud of yourself and
did you
probably had a boner. I know I did.
Did you think?
Yep.
Did you think about the hammer on the last board and go, should I get the hammer or should I just jump the?
I didn't do like the backwards jump, but I did get the hammer on the last board. But again, nice. I can't remember doing it. I was just like, I think it missed time that initial jump. I'd usually have a set rhythm I run on, and I was just like, I've got to jump this barrel, like something you do like hundreds of thousands of times, and it's like, and you're just thinking, oh crap, does this barrel the same? I don't know what was going through my mind. I was delirious, bruv.
Yeah.
Did you get any kind of like what's the term? Euphoric? You get a rush of blood to the head kind of thing happening.
Oh, that was from when he got lit earlier.
Yep.
I could definitely say it was definitely like a sort of like an adrenaline rush where you could just feel it all through like your stomach or whatever you want to call it. And it was just like, holy crap. And then it was weird because the missus got home not too long after it finished up the stream, and we like watched it back, and it was just weird. Like I'm still sitting there watching it thinking, I'm going to die here in a second. Like it was weird watching it back, just thinking, it's not like I'm still anxious watching it. Like, he's going to bomb out here in a minute. It's like, oh, I'm still alive. And it didn't sort of compute to me that I'd gone like, what is it, 80 odd boards without a death or something at the end and losing a man before
that's
level
wild,
5.
Man.
So crazy, man.
Story.
So you had like your last man was almost 400k straight. Is that right? When was your previous?
It was just tad under 500k.
Yeah, so 496 300. So it was 13
wow.
5.
380k last man. That's well done, man. Well, that's like all the pressure in the world. It's like you die, that game's over.
Yeah. That's so. It was just.
I think it's a common story too. It's like you're on your last man, and you kind of come to that realization that you probably are. There's no way I'm going to get through the rest of the game, and you relax, and you just start playing the game, and you just start going into that zone and just going through levels.
I've never felt like that, so I don't know.
You will, Dennis. I mean, even in your last game, there must have been to get to where you were, there must have been some kind of a
anger. Frustration, hatred, a little.
But you do.
It was the angriest PB I've ever seen.
And I suppose, going on from like the kill screen yesterday to like Denny's PB today, like it's not like had two. Like I watched it back, and I was watching it live, and it was pretty heartbreaking. But I'd imagine it would be very similar to like the few games I'd been having lately where I'd be getting close to my PB, and that's when the nerves were just through the roof and you start trying to rush the boards. I'm not sure if that's what you were going through, because I know that's what I was starting to do a lot when I was getting higher into the games. I was just like, I just want to get the board finished, and like you just do stuff you wouldn't normally do, or you hesitate too much. And I think that's sort of what was screwing me over, and I managed to just not shit the bed last night for once in my life.
It's funny, Danny, because like when I got my kill screen, I didn't feel like I was doing much different besides those odd mistakes. And like again, when I play Donkey Kong, I feel the same way. Like I'm only dying because of silly mistakes I've made. There's not often like you get a time where you feel absolutely trapped or like it wasn't your fault kind of thing. So do you feel like you've been playing very much the same game just over and over again and it got your break?
It was the mashies, bruv. It was the mashies at first that carried you through.
Shut up and take my money.
Um, I'd probably say so for the most part. Like again, I had focused a bit. Like this is going back a while, and it really sort of seemed to click in the last couple of weeks. Was my like my pies level, like not shitting myself every time I got there. Just being like, just watch what's happening and don't do anything that you shouldn't. Like you shouldn't try and rush it too much.
Yeah.
The other thing would be, just I guess the old straight jump technique, which Tekio safeguarded from me for 4 years, made a fair bit of a difference.
What a dog.
No, like for real though, what an actual fucking coward.
He was the only one who knew it.
So good. Like,
Yeah.
Just watch.
I think that might have been the bridge technique yesterday.
Watching it, I think that was the bridge technique in the end. That it's built on straight jumps. So it was.
Did you have any really close calls that you managed to get out of though? I've always found on games that I get to the kill stream, it's like there's always one or two of those. Oh my god, I can't believe I survived that! Like you just fluke something, or RNG just happens to do the most crazy thing to let you through.
Yeah, I think there was a few things like that where 100% if like the fireballs had gone a different route, I probably would have been in a position where I wouldn't have been able to escape. I know there was like one pies level where I was pretty much thinking, I'm trapped down the bottom, and I'm not fucking getting anywhere near even that second level or potentially near the top. And they sort of just did that little bit of dispersion where you can sort of get up. And I was like, so
RNG, that's the key.
That's the key.
But I think it is. It's a combination of you got to get a couple of lucky breaks in a game. You got to not make those common mistakes where you go, there's no way I should have died there. It was just my fault. So if you get a no my fault game, you get those couple of lucky breaks where you need them in terms of RNG, and you play consistency. That's kind of, they all add up to the game that you want.
For me, it was
100% correct.
A lot of patience and discipline to just like, even when you're getting close to PB or kill screen, just like keep letting the game come to you and you react to like what it gives you instead of trying to force things.
Yeah, no, true.
Because like if you're not patient, then you don't even let yourself get to the point of having the RNG change in your favor. If you try to force things when you have like 4,000 left on the timer, you got so much time for RNG to go back in your favor. And I used to force things way too much, and then I'd be like, fuck, why didn't I just wait?
I've been in that boat way too many times. It's like, you got like 3,000 left on the counter or something. It's like, why did I do that? I had plenty of time. I wasn't really in danger. I was just being impatient, and it's like, I did not need to do that. Like it could be, something as simple as like getting the top, going up to get that top hammer on the rivets or whatever. And you just think you got 2 fireballs up there and you got 3,000 on the clock, and you're just thinking, I just want to get up there and finish the level, and it's not the time to do it. Like little shit like that, which you sort of learn. Well, it takes me a long time to learn the lesson, but just little things like that.
I think one of the big things that I've found, and I've been, just watching everybody's games, is just the ability not to freak out when fireballs are doing weird shit, and just wait to see what happens. And sometimes you die, and other times you don't, and other times you just see that opportunity to escape it. It's a really almost key attribute to develop in your Donkey Kong game, is to not freak out. When there's a wild coming down and there's a barrel coming towards you. And I still do it occasionally. I just, you got an instinct to jump away from that wild every time. And sometimes when a barrel's coming and you're jumping away from the wild, you're doing that on the wrong timing. Or you're doing a broad jump into something, and that you catch the barrel that's rolling. You don't catch the wild because it wasn't going to hit you anyway, especially after level 4. It's just you have this kind of reaction when you can control that reaction, and it's what Denny's saying about the straight jumps. And you go, oh, wild's coming, it's not going to hit me. I just focus on the barrel that's rolling towards me, and I'll straight jump it, and that barrel the wild won't hit you. You'll jump the barrel and you'll continue on. So it's being able to understand that and reduce that gut reaction to just like freak out when a wild comes at you or something like that, or even a fireball on rivers.
just so again, I'm very much still learning, but like being able to read the board whilst you're playing at the same time, like that's taken a fair bit for me to sort of get sort of working to a point where I can sort of understand, okay, this is what I can see is happening in my peripherals. So I know what those things are doing on it. Now I can focus on a certain area or getting to a certain spot. But everyone's, I'm sure everyone plays different, but that's, starting to find that thing that works for me, I guess.
Well, all I can say is congratulations.
Absolutely.
Job well done, well earned, definitely well earned. Standing ovation for Dennis, which brings us to our,
Danny,
our next point of conversation.
Smooth segue.
Dennis's new PB, because Dennis, I mean, just yesterday I was talking to you and I was watching your games, and there was a fair bit of angst and anger, and I don't know. And honestly, I don't know. I know that when I was doing the whole Boner Geoff thing when we were going for a kill screen, that every time Boner got ahead of me, I kind of I got like really uptight about that. But I don't know if there was a factor there, because you and Danny were, sort of pushing towards that goal. So yesterday there was like this pretty.
For anyone listening, Boner is actually the nickname of someone. Geoff's not talking about a penis,
my boner,
his penis, or his penis that he likes to get ahead of.
Boner for 75.
Yes,
but the contrast, the contrast I like.
Young Michael, yes.
The mind you're at yesterday, and then obviously I didn't see your game today, which was the PB. But tell me about the game.
So, it's difficult to kind of explain, because while I was really happy for Dack, I think it just it made me feel like, well, I knew that Dack's PB was like 100k ahead of mine, and I had this sort of this inferiority complex going on in the first place, where I was like, look, I don't know if I've got even an extra 100k in me to like get close to Dack's PB, let alone even like compete to go for a kill screen. So it was never really like an idea of it was about first to the kill screen for me, because I don't feel like I could do it. And I think this game that I just did, it's probably the first time that I've played where I've actually thought, fuck, I could actually do this. And that's a pretty unusual feeling for me. Like I've played the game I started playing after AKO 3, so that would have been 2019. So that's nearly 4 years now. By the time August comes around, it'll be 4 years, and I think it was August, wasn't it, that AKO 3 was thereabouts?
August 10th.
I think so, yeah.
I mean, it's the time.
Yeah.
What date was that, Neil? And what time did it start? Eastern Standard Australian time?
Remember it like it was yesterday.
How many were in attendance, Neil? And what was their average score at the time?
We'll get to that.
Leave the stats man alone.
Sorry.
We'll get to
I'm
the
just
stats
trying to get
later,
him excited.
because Neil will he'll get his notepad out and he'll prove you right.
Also with that though, like my PB prior to yesterday had been standing since before Kong off last year, so it was like April, even before that, probably like March or February, so it was like very early 2022, I think that happened, and then nothing, dark eggs up until yesterday.
I know that feel.
It was quite a jump too.
Hell yeah!
To go from
140k,
740 to
I knew, so I knew that, like, the only thing I was focused on was I knew that Shaun had 871. I was like, fuck this.
Just wanted to beat that.
Oh, you bastard! That's what pushed me to get mine. I wanted to beat Johnny and Luke Bushell, so it's good that you got a
sparring partner.
Thing I did, yeah.
It would have been nice, mate, to get an extra like 2,500, and then I could say I was in the top 100 scores, because 102 doesn't pull the chicks too hard, I don't think.
Yeah, top 100 doesn't.
Sorry to hear.
Dennis's PB.
So right.
So how long since your PB, Dennis? Like, how long has that been?
February was my last personal best.
So it's a good 6 months.
18th of Feb was last PB. So
Oh no,
Yeah,
4 months.
it's
4
only
months.
like
It's not
4 months or so, but do the math, Geoff.
Yeah. I did with my
Yeah.
fingers.
So like yeah, what you were saying before about whether or not it was like something from Dack's kill screen, which to be honest, it didn't really have a lot to do with it that I started playing. One thing that did though was then at the end of Dack's stream and on the chat for the Kong group, everyone's saying, "Oh, it's Denny's turn now. Yeah, you can do it.
Expectation.
You got it in you. Come on, fucking go." And I'm
I remember
like,
that about 2 years ago when
I'm
people
like-
thought I was getting close, and
I'm
well,
like,
you
the
have to
fuck,
fucking wait.
yeah. So I was like, well, fucking
Get a dog
all
up
right.
here, Denny.
Peer pressure. I'll get a kill screen, you dog.
Yeah, fuck you, Denny.
Fuck you, Denny.
So
Now.
I succumbed to
Denny
peer
was like,
pressure, and that's a
Don, you're very disruptive to this podcast.
It's a Trent from Punchy
Oh.
impersonation. It's what makes it good.
Yeah.
No one really cares about my PB. It's all about the filler.
I care. Filler, I hardly know her.
Thanks, mate. So yeah, anyway, peer pressure. I started playing yesterday, and as Geoff had mentioned, it didn't go great. But at the same time, I've been playing it long enough now that I know that it's like there's only one game's difference between having a shit game where you can't even fucking get through a pies or a rivets properly without getting killed, and then getting a really big score. Like there's nothing in between it. It just happens. So I kept on playing and kept on trying to beat my head against the wall, and it didn't happen, and it just got me so frustrated and just annoyed at myself that I knew, because I had a PB of like what was it, 635 or so before, and so I could get up there, but fuck, it's just getting that breakthrough game and having the patience to be able to play and get the opportunity to get that. And yeah, it wasn't happening yesterday, so I got the shits really bad. And today I started up again, and I think it was second game, just up there, and
got on that horse.
and at the end,
Nice,
I got killed by a Neil as well.
Oh no,
I didn't know
that.
Did
it
you
was,
distract him?
It was two deaths on the one board, and it was
Fucking classic.
it fucking hurt.
So you were on over 640k with 2 men left, man. Like,
Yeah.
I
was at work.
That is knocking on the door. Dennis.
Watching, and I was just like,
that's
holy
knocking
shit.
on the door.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you don't believe you can kill screen, man, you got to be mad.
If it wasn't those,
I am a bit,
well
but,
above the pace.
I was up the top on the fourth girder, trying to steer, and I had a barrel, and I thought I'd be able to snick under it and straight jump. So I tried to get under it, and I just misjudged it really bad because I was nervous. I got a barrel in the head.
Oh yeah.
And so that was the first one. I was like, oh, that one hurt. And I was like, tried not to worry about it. I was like, you know what? I'm in a good spot. I've still got one man to go, and I know how well Dack did in his last man, so I'm going to try and shake it. Fucking happens. And so straight up, and then Fireball followed me up, and
Brutal.
I was like, yeah, that's okay. I can still get up the left ladder. So I saw that there was a barrel that rolled off the fifth girder down onto the fourth. So I was like, no worries. As the fireball was coming up and that barrel dropped down, I went up the ladder, and Kong dropped a wild just at that point. So I had barrel, fireball, and then another barrel. So I couldn't go left, I couldn't go right, and I couldn't go up in the end. And just that was it.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Donked on the head.
It happens. So
You got
fuck all,
conged.
fuck all I can do about it.
GG,
What I was-
man.
What I was going to say as well, Neil, just to buddy, mate, your drawing has got remarkably better than last year when I saw it last from the ones there in the background.
Yep.
Keep it up, buddy.
They're really good. Yeah. I like the
Yeah,
Stegosaurus.
Yeah, that's
Good.
fucking lit.
You're a talent, Neil.
What's that? Oh, you're talking about mine.
Yeah.
Oh, he was. I thought I was like, was he real?
Yeah. And so this is
So that's how it ended, Dennis. That was the 2-man death, and then it was all over. Yeah, look, that extra life could have, man, close.
Well, I was sitting at work and I had like on mute just watching. I was getting those feelings. Like, I don't know if anyone gets it for other people, but I was getting that feeling in
all
my
the
guts. I was
time.
just like, oh
Nervous.
my god.
Yeah. We were talking
This
about
is-
in your stream just before we went to radio silence when you were playing that you were talking about trying hard not to soil yourself, and I was starting to get to the point where I was feeling the same myself, but I didn't want to acknowledge that was like, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm really fucking nervous.
So, like, what does all this mean? Like, there's a brand new kill screen. There's everything happening. Why is everything happening now?
Yeah,
Tis the season.
It is the season in what, less than
it's Christmas
It's
for
less
the
than-
K.
Less than 6 weeks.
Yeah, because I got a job for the 6 weeks. So we'll have the event. We'll have the Australian Kong.
The main event.
How do we think it's gonna go, guys? Like, where do we start this conversation? Like, do we talk about
It's going to be fucking awesome for a
potential?
start.
First thing I want to talk about is qualifier day. So, what's your estimates for
I
qualifying
think
this year?
before we go anywhere, I think we should go to our consultant in the field, Neil Cairns.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
He's got the data.
do you guys allow for like me to go and get a drink? Is that something that's allowed at the podcast?
Yeah.
We have
Mate,
a drink break.
Yeah.
If you go get a drink, you're not coming back. All right, kick him out. No.
Hey guys, Shaun here. Thanks to everyone who tunes into the Play It Up podcast. We really love doing this podcast and really appreciate everyone who listens. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching for Play It Up Podcast. You can find the full video podcast on YouTube, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Anchor, and more. If you want to ask us a question, you can do so on Anchor, and your question will be featured on the podcast. If you like what we do, please remember to like, review, comment, follow or subscribe, and please recommend us to your friends. Thanks guys, and enjoy the episode.
He didn't care anyway.
You've got a drink right there, bruv. It's like a fucking 10-litre bottle of Jack Daniels right there. What the fuck?
He's over it, man. He's moving on to the higher shelf. Just have to get a Glenfiddich. Is that the same thing? I'm bad with alcohol.
I've been on the Glenfiddich. I got a bottle for my birthday. It's lit.
I'm ready.
Hey, here he is. I've lost Dack.
Whoa.
Fuck, if
I
you're
was going
gonna have
to go roll and smoke while you're fart assing around, but
Durry.
You can tell he was a fucking North Melbourne prospect. Did you see how quick he went and
Quick
came
on his
back?
feet,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Do you know how fast I cleared the ball from the centre bounce to the wing?
Pretty fast.
Centre half back, like lightning.
pretty
And a half
quick.
back.
It would have been
Did-
good because if Wayne
did you
Carey
have a-
was like coming in for your wife, he could have just come on and scooped her away.
Did
Like,
you have
"Not today, Wayne Curry?
Did you have a nickname on the field, Geoff? What did everyone call you when they were calling for the ball? Was it just Geoff? Kick us the fucking ball.
Dada!
Even him.
Oh.
I was shit. I could handball the ball longer than I could fucking kick it.
It's about speed though. Centre
It
half
is.
back.
It's
If you
about, yeah.
If you can move the ball
He's
through
Arcade Winter.
the centre, then
Make sure that goes in the podcast, boys.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, Sean's not doing the editing, so it will. It's fine.
Did
we
you
are
want to
trying-
roll it, Durry?
I'd like to do the editing, but Denny's just like,
Nah.
you're shit at editing, Sean. I'm
If,
going to do
if
it.
we just have, if we
Denny's
just
good
put
at
shit
lit.
on roll-
Denny's getting lit.
You're good at the editing, bruv. What are you worried about?
I do the bare minimum.
That's a good thing.
If we're having a bit of a break, what sort of so Neil's got a bit of data to share, has he?
Yeah.
We're not having a bit
We
of a
can, we can
break.
take us
You're
through the
gonna
numbers if you want to roll while Dack's
Dack's
rolling a
doing his
spliff.
thing.
So just because we're talking about qualifying day, so I'm trying to work out, Dack, do you know what number kill string you are for Australia?
17th.
I think Jeff. I saw Jeff put something up last night.
He's the 17th Australian kill screener, not including
Right.
the NZers, I believe.
Yeah,
No,
17th.
Wow.
17th, including the New Zealanders, I believe.
Is it? I'll have to check.
Because
But
there's
he's the
there's four of them.
11th highest.
Yeah, so there's four but Barrow's the only one that's going to be turning up to Kong.
That's right. Good, lucky for us, yeah.
Craig, Tubby, and
Craig won't turn up. Never turns up.
And there's another one that won't turn up.
Tubby, come on, show up.
I'd love to meet the guy, dude. I just want to meet him. He's my age. He's like kinfolk.
Is Tubby actually El Burro?
No.
Who knows? I don't know who El Burro is.
I wonder
if he'll make an appearance.
No one knows who El Burro is. It's a
Tubby
mystery.
and Crazy Fox won't be there. I think they're the only two Australians that won't be there out of the kill screen. So what's that?
It's disappointing.
Brian Allen. Did that come through?
Yeah. It did.
Yeah. So I think there's going to be 12.
So he was definitely the 17th. So he was the 17th Australian kill screener, not including the New Zealanders.
Yeah.
So that means I think there's going to be around 12 kill screen players going into Australian Kong off. So that leaves, assuming that all 4 of them, all 12 of them make it, which, you have your shit days of Kong, potentially it won't happen. That leaves 4 spots for non-kill screen players to make it in.
Yeah, there's probably about 14 people.
Has that changed much since last year, though? Because who else has got one that's going?
Since last year?
Yeah.
I think you're the only one that's got a kill screen since last Kong off. As a new player.
So I shouldn't change it too much. I know that Bono, he was a kill screener last year, but didn't make the top 16. So it'd be interesting.
Crazy.
Sorry, Bono.
Just to give you an idea.
Thanks to Mike.
Yeah, what a dog.
Just to give you an idea, between 2021 and 2022. So 2021, the qualifying score was Tanya got in on 16th place on 261,000. And then last year, was it you, Dennis, that came 16th? With a score of 442,000.
That's a 200k increase.
Was it me? Okay. Oh, it must have been because Matt qualified first and I qualified last. Yeah, so that'd be right. 1 versus 16 in the first final.
Yeah.
So I reckon we'll be seeing 500 qualifying scores, which is scary.
Yeah. I mean, 200 increase and then 100 increase. I'd say it'll reduce every year. So, 500 definitely that would be my call as well, because
I reckon, it's going to be, if it's not very close to it's going to be very high 400s. Yeah, based on, a lot of more people have got consistent, some of the players that we even maybe didn't make qualifying, they've got more consistent and stuff like that as well. So
gonna have to separate the comps soon, like they do with Kong Clash, where they have the pros and the intermediates. Because in the end, there's a big enough community that we could probably almost do that now.
We could.
That would actually be really cool. Also, it might make the day go longer, but it breaks it up as well. Especially there was a year that it wasn't last year. That year that it was Andrew Barrow and Shane Saul going into the finals, and Shane bombed out really bad in the finals. He only got
that was 4.
That was horrible.
Yeah,
that was rough.
Got a 13k game, but he played.
What the fuck?
Well, I think when you look back at it, to get into the finals, he had to play 2 back-to-back 600k games.
Yeah,
huge. If you could alternate between the heats for the intermediate level and then go the pros and then swap back and forth, at least gives people a chance to sort of have a stretch or at least have a few minutes between heats. But it was
But does that then turn it from AKA to Kong Clash? Because AKA is a very specific.
This is
cutthroat thing with the highest and the lowest.
It is, but at the same time, you need to accommodate for the right experience level and also the number of players that you got too. So you can't just go and throw everybody in the same spot and expect everyone to just sort of sort it all out, because we've got limited number of time, B, a limited number of cabs, and trying to thin out everybody, trying to get their best scores, and then going through the heats and everything. It's sort of might be more efficient to break them up into the different grades. So anyone who gets a kill screen automatically goes into the pros, and everyone else
you could have a qualified
it out.
day where there's just all the cabs, but then on comp day, there could be like half and half cabs.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking and talking about. Like, have your top 16 and then have the 17th to 32, and like they can have their own B grade comp. So we don't actually
the reserves. Yeah, it's like the A
like,
grade and the reserves planning.
And like for a lot of us would fully know that the reasoning that would be great as well. Like be able to go to an event like that and feel like, oh, I might have a chance of winning something.
That's right.
Yeah. You know, like I'm just going over there to see the boys. I don't have a chance in hell against the top players.
But
it's like, so it's just a trip to see everyone and hang out. But like, it'd be nice to be like, oh, there might be a comp that I could have, could enter that I'd have a chance at or something like that.
Yeah, it's worth a think about for next year, eh? That'd be good.
Could introduce some, probably not many people would do it. Maybe a couple would maybe tank if they think, well, I got no chance winning the pros. What if I qualify lower and I'm like top ranked in the bottom 16,
Personally speaking, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'd want to duke it out in the top level if I could go for it.
Yeah,
maybe it's not top 16. Maybe it's top 8. And
so, all right, we'll keep on that same topic. I'll ask a question
because you need to fit it into the same day too. So
Jeffrey, there's
sorry.
Jeez. Which one?
That saying didn't leave Tasmania, Dack.
The Dave Chappelle joke, that one.
Okay, no, not quite a bit.
So, I guess this year, like in the finals, like off the top of your head, if anyone can think of one, if not, it's all good. Is there any certain like knockout games you want to see two players go against each other that you think would be like really good matchups?
Yeah, I'd like to see Barra and Tekir go out against each other, so then I don't have to play one of them.
Yeah. I think that's like everyone's dream sort of final.
I want to see a play it up head
final?
to head.
No.
I want to see Big Strog versus Shauno head to head.
Man. Are you Stroganoff to be my man?
Me, me versus Mikey as well.
I actually want to get to everybody's strategy if they actually have one, but
don't die.
Don't die. Yeah. So just looking at I mean, this might come back to Neil again in the stats, but qualifying in terms of the ranking and whatnot. So, if people can pull off the kill screen, they got an 800k game plus. We only had one kill screen last week. I won't mention who it was, but we only had one kill screen in last Kong Off.
Jeffrey Sutton.
But I think the chances of having multiple kill screeners in this one is a lot higher.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And it's going to get a lot higher every year. Shane, obviously. I think, Matt, Barra,
yourself,
Geoff,
Neil now has multiple kill screens. So I look at those things and I think, who are the people that have had multiple kill screens, and would they able to just do one on a dime, or within a day? Because that's just qualifying. That qualifying in the actual tournament is two different things. But if I look at that, I could already see, and you were talking about this before, and this is maybe why we have to look at it differently next year. I see Matt, Barra, Shane, myself, Neil. Who else has had multiple kill screens? Neil, you'll know this.
I'm not sure.
Bushel?
No, I don't think Bono has.
I think Bushel.
Bushel. Yeah, Bushel.
Bushel, yeah. Yep.
So there's 6 people that potentially, could get kill screens at the next thing. So there's your top 6 already. If that happens, obviously, it depends on what happens.
Yep.
I reckon I'll get one.
But who's also in form? Exactly, Shaun. Who's in form? Have you been practicing? Denny's just come off a kill screen.
Couple games.
Yeah.
Right. Neil's come off a couple. Shaun, Dennis may get one by the time Kong off happens. I'm just saying, you may get one. But if you're in form at the time, you've been running, you've been doing a lot of gameplay, and you're in form and you're ready to score those 700-800 plus games. Oh man, it's going to be super competitive. We thought last year was going to be competitive, but this year's going to be super competitive.
I want to go up
going to
against
be really
Kibby.
any match.
Oh yeah, Kibler as well. He's a multiple kill streamer. Yeah.
Yep. So there's 7.
Kibby's a bit of a dark horse. He's because we don't see him much. And
quiet, consistent.
Hear from him too much, but he's an animal.
He's a fucking beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think like after last year, because we both sort of qualified next to each other, created a bit of a bond with Kibby and I. We sort of got us sort of talking to each other a bit more, which is great. He messaged me tonight as well, which is kind of cool. But I think, I think if I make it to the finals and I've got an elimination game, I think me versus Kibby could be a pretty decent matchup.
Oh hell yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'd like to see Neil against Pat Silver. That would be a good matchup.
Oh yeah, Paddy's got multiple kill screens too.
There's another one.
So there's another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Paddy.
He's just such a nice bloke. He couldn't be annoyed if he beat you.
Nice.
So honestly, there's so many good matchups for the actual, the finals day that would be good to see. Pelly is always a bit of a shark on.
Well, yeah, he does good in comps. He surprises every year, and every year he gets like higher scores and gets more dangerous. So
I haven't seen him
keep it up, Pelly.
Stream for quite a while.
He doesn't need to. He's just going to come in and fucking
Neil,
smash it.
Do you have any stats for us? Stats.
My dream matchup to see again was actually last year's finalists, Tekio and Saul.
Yeah.
So it's really funny that I've got a stat block which is rivalries, which is like players that have come up against each other multiple times. It's only happened like 4 or 5 times that the same player will come up against a same opponent.
Except for Shaun, except for Shane though, he's always the other person, right?
Well, he's only got 2. So Derek Broadfoot, he's come up against twice, and he's come up against Tekio 3 times. So he's beaten Tekio in AKO 3 and AKO 4, both in semi-finals. No, that's Tekio. Sorry, Tekio and Shane.
Yeah, because was it a Barra Swall final in AKO 4?
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
No, wait, wasn't it Barra?
No, it was Barra and Shane.
No, it was Barra and Shane.
It was Babra and Shane, and
that gives me
Babra
hope.
took the belt.
And then last year was the first time that Matt beat Shane at Kong off in the final. So I wonder how much he was actually thinking about that, because you would know who's kicked you out in the last 2 rounds, being semi-finals and
Tekio and Barra. Lucky me.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember last year being so stoked. I was like, I made the top 10 and have all the competition. And of course, Barra had to have like a bit of an off year. So I was like, I went up against Barra first round. I was like, fuck. I think that's my chance of ever making it to the second round.
I don't think he had an off year. He just got a qualified score and went and drank beer.
Yeah, that's kind of the, I would say, equal main reason why he's there. And I think one of the main reasons that B-Pack is now called Beer Pack is probably because of Barra as well. So
yeah,
that's I gotta not be taken out by an American this year, and I'll take that as progress.
Yeah. So the game I want to see is Neil versus Pat. I think. Anybody else got like? What is it? What are the other?
I suppose Alan Stoll's another person we didn't mention in the multiple kill screen category.
That's very true.
He's probably got more. He's got
he beat Pat last year. He beat me last year.
Yeah.
You don't think about Alan.
Alan is a great competition player as well.
Hell yeah.
He
played great last year when he's focused and he's
because
he's not being Alan Stoll. He's being
you make him sit his ass down and actually play a full game instead of turning the cab off and stopping his stream. Or one of the two. Sometimes he just stops the stream and keeps playing.
The other day he stopped his stream fuck this abuse, and then kept playing and got like 600, but nobody knew until he posted it. It was like, did you keep playing that game, Alan? So
yeah. But he is a genuine threat. He would actually be a possibility taking out the belt because he is a great competition player.
And you know who I think Tagster and Boner would be a good playoff game too, in my opinion.
Tagster and Pelly too.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of. I'm so pumped just to see some of the games this year. It's going to be pretty epic.
Okay, let's talk Strats.
I'll just say I'd like to see a rematch between Dennis and Tekio. Where
no.
Yeah, because you almost had him, man. You had him on
please.
to see that again, and then
he's already dead.
Take out Tekio.
I will be humbly grateful for anybody that takes out Tekio.
I want to see you.
It's gonna have to be you this year, Geoff.
I think Geoff and Tech would be a great one.
That would be good.
I think it would too.
I'd love to see the apprentice take on the master.
I played him in the So
Level
there
comp?
is what no. In AKO, there's a match that you play that you don't get kicked out. So both Matthew and I had not lost a match. We were the only two that hadn't lost a match. Then we went head to head, Matt won. But it was already at the point where I went and played Alan at the point for the third, fourth place position. So there is a point where you play somewhere where you won't get knocked out. You're just playing for a lesser position.
True. You're still a loser though.
You're still a loser, which is why I just went, I'll just do 1 million strats that I haven't really practiced. And you won, Alan. Good morning. That's my excuse.
Yeah.
Are we going to see the million points at Kong off?
Are we going to see it? Well, we saw it with Mr. Barra, and I'll say now that for qualifying day, I'll be attempting it. I'll be trying. After okay, strats. Let's talk strats. My strat.
Sultry Sutter.
Strat. Can we add strat and also like goals, just like to see what you want to achieve this year?
Can we do it in 5 minutes so I can go to bed?
Before we do, can we have a sneak peek at the designs that you were talking about as well, Neil? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, so I've got some footage from that we'll be using. So like it's kind of like a template as to what the stream's going to look like. Am I able to share my screen?
Yeah, you should have a big green share screen button there, sir.
This is exciting.
Okay.
So this is what the stream's going to look like.
Can we all see that?
Oh, wow.
That looks
ready.
I'm
just gonna give it a little play here. Hopefully it pushes through. So we can bring up certain stats up on the screen. We can change the cameras around a little bit. So
lit.
There's a nice little share there.
Wow.
Sorry, this is very just so you know what's happened is I've compiled the stats and I've shared them with Tagster. And he's done up all these profile pictures for us. And then Kibby's gone and done all this amazing work with putting this stream template together.
Hot.
And
I love the licorice all sorts around for the border.
It's lit.
Delicious.
And he's
awesome.
He's also created a website that's going to contain the stats of all the Australian Kong offs as well. So it'll be handy to everyone on their phones. So huge shout out to Kibby.
Kibby, unreal
for that one.
He's also grabbing the task by the balls. He's really excited about it.
That looks unreal. And my 32 button stream deck's going to be there for the stream too. So you have to do all that buttony stuff that just sits there and gathers dust. So
yep.
I don't know if you can
to push
see...
your buttons, mate.
I don't know if you can still see my screen, but this is the profiles that Statsssss put together.
So what we've still got the Kong off media player window, so you might have to switch your source to look at the pictures.
Be careful, Neil. Close your browsing history, mate.
No, leave it open, man.
Leave it open. 1 in 3 men look porn, so yeah, no disgrace there.
Wow.
Say 1 in 3 men look at porn.
Yeah,
That's
I think
a low
it's
stat.
So
I
this
would be
is
very
the,
surprised if it's 1 in 3.
I think it'd be 1 in 1, to be honest.
Yeah, 0.95.
That looks great.
This is what Statsssss has done. So we actually reached out to Nelson Gibbons, who gave us some of the art templates he did for the artwork. And I compiled the stats, and Statsssss produced this, which is really cool. So each player gets like a profile, like two profiles.
And I think Phil's done these pictures, right? At the last AKO, he was taking these pictures.
Yeah, these are the pictures are from Phil. So unfortunately not everyone has a picture, but like we can put like a template in.
I better have one.
Yeah. I'm not sure if look at that.
Hey. So
look
hot.
look at those locks.
I'm pretty sure that
it's the Fabio of Donkey Kong.
I'm pretty sure that Neil actually.
I can't believe it's not peanut butter. All right.
We got Barra here.
Sean,
I can't believe it's never oily.
I think that that Phil made me South Australian because that was where I was from originally. So he wanted every state represented.
He's mad keen on these flags and having state represented players. So
fun with flags.
They spelled his name wrong again.
No, that's correct.
No, shut up, Denny. That's right.
Alan.
Oh
wow!
Get that.
It's Brian Allen.
And then that's kind of like a template that we'll be using for people we don't have photos for.
Chris Jennings looks a lot like Jumpman.
Look at that smile.
Yeah.
Oh, Pelly.
Chris Jennings.
Pelly's a good looking fella, isn't he?
Lady.
Gibby.
Gibby.
The Kibler. Thank you very much.
And
what a good looking.
That's the last
look
one.
at that.
SA. The SA Swan. No, WA Swan.
WA Swan. Yeah.
Yep. So wow. That's what I have to share.
Nice.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, taking a lot of work, but it's really good. So we got 23.
Holy heck.
There's only 11 there, but there will be 23 profiles.
Yep.
That's very exciting. I can't wait to see that in action, and the setup. It's going to take it to the next level, and
there's one key factor though, and that's Phil being able to use it.
Well, I think he's pretty focused on having a very organized stream this year.
He want a professional and finished off, polished product.
I think he's pretty focused.
Yeah,
on
but he's
talking about it for a
then
while.
got to use it too.
Well, he just needs to hand it on to the appropriate people to use in the end, and if he's at the desk, then everything's going to go right.
I can't wait.
It's going to be good.
Well, so, we better let old shenanigans.
I was going to say, imagine Shaun having to go to bed after looking at all of that amazing stuff.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a wank first.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say hello, babyface Shaun with his bedtime.
Yep.
Like it's been an hour, you pussy.
Do you want to? Do you
start really feel, Geoff? Jesus.
Do you start work at 6 a.m., mate?
Whoa.
And don't forget, this is not your fucking podcast, legend. All right.
Well, yeah.
Got to drop the brav on him.
Shaun, next time I see you, bruv, I'm going to do a specky on your fucking back, mate. up there, down there with Geoff. Whatever you want, big boy.
Hey. Now
we're talking.
That turned around. Yeah, all right. I'll delay my beauty.
What's your
thanks,
strategy?
mate.
I think it's imperative that you go into Kong off with the strat. But if you don't, then
how can you? How can you? Like with a game like DK, how can you actually have a strategy going in there knowing that anything can happen?
Okay, there's no strats. All good. You can go to bed.
Geoff stays alive. Well, I know Tekio stays alive long enough to know how hard he has to push the game. Solid strat.
But yeah, he
waits for his opponent to die. Yeah. He does the Stephen Bradbury.
Yeah.
Waits for everyone else to fall over. And then he just
smoothly
coasts through.
skates on past and
throws his hands up like, what the fuck just happened? I won.
Geoff, you've clearly got a strat.
No, I don't. I just want to hear everybody else's.
You don't? Oh, okay. Well, my strat would be my strat's to try and get a kill screen on qualifying.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stay there until I do. And if I don't, it's okay.
Wow.
Because like I kind of feel like last year I got 750 and hit the bar, which is great. But like I'd want to try and get as high as I can this year. In regards
what
to
about
like,
during the competition day?
Competition, I'm just going to be running boards. That's where my game's at. It's to try and do something different would be silly for me. So I've got the one strat, just run boards.
Yep.
Do you feel confident that you could run boards to the kill screen in the? Okay.
No, not during competition. No, fuck that. I'll die. But what else can I do? Like,
yeah. I think I'll run boards, but whenever there's a chance to safely stay alive longer and get points, like getting, top hammer, letting that run out. Obviously, you can't really not let it run out. I'm not going to be doing like bottom hammer and things that I just don't usually do, but running boards, but at a slowish pace if possible, if that makes sense. Maybe doing the leg hump on every board if it's safe, because that's just delaying a death that might happen. Yeah, because the longer you can stay alive and be safe, the better, because then your opponent, by the time you're sitting there humping Donkey Kong's leg, they could bomb out.
That's great. I'm going to use that. Thanks very much.
No, you're right, mate. Pussy.
Stop talking. Geoff doesn't need any more emotion.
I thought that was kind of obvious, but I don't know.
No, it's not. That's good.
Where do you hope to end up?
How about you, Neil?
What's that? Sorry.
Oh, just running boards?
I was just going to say to Shaun, like, as well, like, where do you hope to end up? Like, obviously hoping to qualify. Is there a certain round or score you're hoping for?
Not red carded from the event.
I'd just like to do.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not get kicked out for.
Not red carded for taking his pants off in the middle of the event and getting.
That's not allowed.
That's a green card, mate.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. That's encouraged. Yeah.
I've always said that if I kill screen at Donkey Kong, I'm taking my pants off. Because no one's done that at a Donkey Kong event before that I know.
True,
of.
actually.
Well, that would make a professional broadcast for us with all of the cool new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Neil's awesome.
We can put Neil's stat line across his donger.
Yep.
And just cover it. Like PB, 900.
It's pretty small stats. Yeah. But
wow, look at the size of his PB.
It's huge.
I hope to do better than second round, because I've made it to the second round when I beat Lickett Kibby, and then I got knocked out. So if I made it to the third round, I'd see that. I'd like to win it, but I'm not going to be super bummed if I don't. I mean, look at the caliber of the competitors, and whoever wins, it's one of my mates most likely, or Geoff.
Yeah.
So just to put it out there, if you come up against me, bring on your kill screen game, because that's my game plan.
You're going to get the spread. That's what you're going to get.
Every game
against Geoff.
Every game that I play in the final day will be with the intention of running boards to a kill screen. But I know that doesn't always happen, because that's what I'm actually practicing. Why Matt thinks it's a waste of time for me to run boards to kill screen. But for me, it's like, I want to know that I can drop a credit no matter where I died. So I had one the other day where I died on level 4 twice. I died at the springs because I was just fresh, and I died at the rivets. And then it was a 500k game. So I know that I didn't get a kill screen, but I know that in the worst case scenario where I die twice on level 4 before the start, I can still get a 500k game. So I want to improve that to the point where I should be able to get hopefully. And if I can approach that for every single game, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to run a kill screen, then I expect my opponents to be able to do the same thing.
Mm.
And if if Takeo wants to, Barra, whoever, Shane, if they want to
Matu
do the same thing to beat me and then start doing bottom hammer, top hammer, that's great. That's their game plan, and congratulations. But they've got to survive to the end of the game.
Fuck yeah.
And
Strat.
and that doesn't happen very often. It's that's
No.
So I want to form
consistency
in kill streak. And in fact, I was thinking the other day, if I really had the time right now, and I don't because I've got a full-time job to deal with, but I want to play every night and try and get a kill screen every night.
Wow, every night.
You'd be
Maybe
good,
yes.
It would take 2 to 3 games, I think. But I want to.
What's the record for back-to-back kill screens day?
I don't know.
Day, I wonder.
I don't think it's ever been done.
It can't be more than like 5, right?
It depends on how long you're going to play it. I'm pretty sure that they're going to put balls on the table. I'm pretty sure that if I played from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. every day, that I could get a kill screen.
Don't do that.
That sounds horrible, but
by day 3, you probably
Taste shock that was.
Man
Got
gets three kill screens in a row, then kill screens himself.
I got
I know who's
2 on one day last year.
This is true.
Oh,
I know who does.
I've done 2 in one day, but it's not kill screens.
Stats man's got something to say.
Sorry, Neil.
There's a stats man talking. Okay?
So the person who's got the most consecutive kill screens day after day would be Alan Stahl, and look what happened to him.
There we go. That's your future, Jeffrey.
Treat me like Brian Allen.
Yep.
How about yourself, Denny? What are you hoping for this run around the sun up at the Con?
All I want to do is just qualify and make the finals, and like last year, just be a part of it and have some fun. Get knocked out early, have a few beers, and sit there and watch the competition, and be glad that I don't have that bullshit pressure on me. Really,
yeah.
That's the spirit.
I think I'm much the same. I'll be happy to qualify, and I'll be like, if I can just make it to that second round elimination, so it's better than the last 2 years, then I'd be happy with that.
And have fun and
support other people,
catch up with everyone, and just be a part of it. Help out here and there, and provide good hardware for people to play on and that sort of thing. So that's a big part of it for me as well. What?
No, I'm just.
Oh, Jesus, Geoff, this is scaring me. Well, there'll be at least one good cab with coming off this year with Geoff's in the background. Yeah,
there we go. Geoff's not allowed to play his own cab there, though.
No, that's right. He's not allowed to play on his own cab.
Try stop me.
He has to play the Pauline cab, so that'll be Geoff's cab this year.
Is that going to be there this year?
I'm going to rub my balls.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, I think the Pauline cab was almost ready last year, but it was a bit too much of a stretch, and Adam had to travel for work, and I think the time that he was planning on finishing that cabinet, he just didn't have the time to get in and put it together because it was all painted and all the artwork and everything was there.
He also put screws through the side panel, and they came out the paintwork, so we wanted to completely redo.
Oops, I didn't realize that.
I've never seen a picture of it, so I'm just going to hold off to asking to see a picture till I see it in the flesh.
A pink Donkey Kong cap.
It's purple.
Purple. Pink and purple.
All pink artwork though. So yeah, purple artwork. Purple paint on the side and pink artwork.
Oh, look at that, Shaun! Look at his face.
He's all bushy eyes.
Get ready to call it, Shaun. Fucking lightweight.
He's just thinking about going to work tomorrow, and who wouldn't be excited?
I know I am.
I've got 5 kids to feed. You know.
I'll just quickly say my goal would be round 3 as well, because like I've made it to round 2 twice, so I'd like to make it to round 3.
Hell yeah,
nice.
But like again, like I would be just stoked to qualify. Because like I said, you can have your shit days of Kong, so anything can happen.
When you had the kill screen at BPAC, and then there was the other one at Netherworld since then. So that's a total of 3 for you, right?
Yeah, three now.
And 2 in public settings, which is unreal.
Yeah, well, one was the one at Netherworld's still a bit weird. Just because like I didn't expect it, so it's just got strange.
It was the hottest shit to see. It was amazing.
Fuck yeah, some great. One of the most epic survivals I've ever seen. On one of the
until yesterday. Until yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
And with that,
yeah, let's go.
Geoff's away. Oh no.
Geoff's away.
No, I'm letting Shaun do what he wants to do. And with that,
I guess this means that
Thanks
we're getting
us.
the wind up. Is the band playing?
Yeah.
Dad says it's time to go to bed.
It's been awesome having being on as a guest.
It's better than our podcast, Denny. I like it.
It's actually fun. Wow. I had an absolute blast going on here. Hopefully can do it again maybe after Kong Off. We'll do like a post Kong Off.
Yeah, it'd be good to debrief.
Do a rundown. If you guys are up for that, I'm sure we can get all the boys together and chew it up with a bit more time up our sleeve.
That's where I come back with the tail between my legs.
That'd be lit.
And eat a
we should definitely organise something through Kong Off. That would be fucking awesome if we could get a mic around the table and chat it up.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Kathleen's going to tell him he's not allowed.
Yep. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thanks for having us on, boys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Enjoy your durry.
Will do.